We are here with head coach Alan Knipe ahead of 2 home games this weekend. We will get an opening statement from coach and then open it up to questions.
Yeah, last week we started the Big West and kind of a unique schedule where we, instead of the back-to-back Friday, Saturday, which we usually do, or Thursday, Friday, whatever it is, back-to-back usually, we had Northridge once, then we get them again this week. So, yeah, getting a good win up there against them. They're a good team, a really well-coached team, and off to a great start. So I was happy with the guys, and especially, we had to get some other guys out there, and I thought they did a really good job responding. It's that time of the year where you're gonna have to use the guys you've been training, and that's going to be an important part of the season, of how those guys can come in and upgrade your team, whether it's within a match or to start a match. So that next up mentality, that the systems, the training, the way we want to play doesn't change depending on who's wearing the uniform for us is a big part of our identity. So I was really happy with what Sebasani did, Nato Dickinson did, Alex Kondoff, Connor Bloom. There's a lot of good things happening out there, so that was good. And then we come back this week and we get Friday against Northridge again, so we're back in the Big West, and then Saturday we're back out of Big West again with Princeton, and then from then on, it's I guess we still have the NJIT series, but for the most part we get into that Friday, Saturday, or at least back to back. And the reason why I stress that is that it's a unique way to play the game. Big physical games back to back, and we train for it, we prep for it, and then you just kind of have to get into it. And it is part of the Big West tournament, so it's good to get used to it. Last couple of things, I think. Actually, I'll just open up for questions.
Coach, you talked about depth, and we've talked about it before, but how would you say that it has improved from the beginning of the season to now? We were able to see it against Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I think they've gotten significantly better. Like I'm a really big believer that most of the athletes that you bring in, if not all the athletes you bring in, have an arrival date. They want to rush it sometimes, and sometimes as a coach you want to rush it. Sometimes as a coach you have no choice, and you have to force someone out there whose maybe arrival date hasn't really hit yet, but you're putting them in a tough situation. We're really big on wanting the arrival date to match where they are in our systems and where they are as a volleyball player, so they can greatly succeed. And for the most part, that generally ends up being, that third, fourth, fifth semester, here. So right in the middle of their sophomore year, maybe even the beginning of their junior year. That's statistically speaking. We have lots of freshmen who've gotten out there and played, and but I feel like there's a lot of guys in our gym that now have taken in a couple of semesters and a season at least, and seen how we want to go about our business and how they can apply all the work that they've been putting in with us and sometimes maybe outside of us, and then letting them fly a little bit, but also making them feel that they're prepared for that moment mentally, physically, system-wise, and that they can play without a lot of limitations or concerns or fears, or that they feel pretty confident in themselves. So part of that is a balance, right? Which one comes first? Is it just, do you play through that, just give them reps right away, or is it training, some reps, get them some more training, get them some reps? There's probably no perfect solution, but I feel like right now we got a couple of guys that are busting at the gate, like a horse trying to bust out of the gate at the start of a horse race, as far as wanting to get on the court and play, because they know how well they're playing every day in practice. And that's a really good thing for our team.
And after the Sacred Heart match, Coach Nick McCray highlighted Kellen Larson, among others. Of course, he was on the table that day too. But can you talk about the liberos and the way you've been utilizing them this year, which may be different from years past?
Yeah, we're really fortunate that we have a number of options that we can use at the libero spot. Kellen has just been lights out and serve receive, and that's been really, really big for us. And obviously, job description, number one point on a job description for libero is pass the ball. So he's doing really well. And then I think, with the other guys, whether it be Chris is doing a great job as well, but with Ford and Sebastian, who have been playing more in that defensive role, which is unique for us. And who knows how long we stick to this? Is it a season thing? Is it a next couple of years thing? Is it, is it a next couple of weeks thing? Who knows? But really what it comes down to is, Sebastian's a really special volleyball player, and unfortunately he's had kind of a tough go in most of his career with health-wise, but he can play libero, and he can be kind of freed up health-wise to do that. And he's a really good beach player. He's a really good defensive player, and he's doing some amazing things in our practice gym. That's why he's out there, and that's the way you get on the court for us, is that we're not a program of, hey, let's just by chance hope we throw someone out there and just hope we catch someone off guard. We build up reps and opportunities by what you do in practice and what you do over time, that what we can trust you're going to do when you play in a match. And he's been doing some really good things, as has Ford and as has Chris. We're very fortunate in that spot right now. And the crazy thing about it is that as we have, Seabass is making that adjustment to the libero spot, there's just a lot of room left for improvement as you get more and more comfortable with playing that position. So, and I think that's for all the liberos, but they've done a great job this year.
You were able to hit, I believe, over 500 against CSUN last time out. Been hitting over 400 throughout the season. How has that been able to progress, even with top-ranked teams like CSUN?
Yeah, obviously, you're not gonna hit those numbers if you're not passing the ball. And I think Sky and Satirius and Kellen have passed the ball exceptionally well. That allows Moni to run the offense. And the nice thing is that we've really gotten Daniil Hershkinovich going this year. He had a really good freshman year, but he had kind of a breakout summer and kind of a swagger coming back this fall. And anytime you get to do something the second time, you're going to be better at it. So I think he knew what it looked like to be in our gym for the year, what the season was about, and maybe some things that he could have done differently last year, whether it was him or us or whatever. It doesn't matter, his mentality-wise. And he came in with a completely different mindset this year, and he hasn't let up. And having that overhead is a big deal. Obviously, just the physicality of Moni changes some things in the middle of the court, of the concern of, are you concerned about the middle? Are you concerned about the Bic? Are you concerned about Moni? There's a lot of action there, so that's a good thing for us. But I think the best thing overall has been the ability to pass the ball, and then to be able to have balance, true balance on most nights, and not just be riding one guy, which is always the goal of our program, and I think we've been good at that over the years. So there's no magic to it. We got to continue to grind. We got to look for more. There's a lot more to our offense that we really haven't unveiled yet, and that we're training on. And we got to just keep pushing for serve receive to continue to stay where it is, because that's going to be the key for all of the teams down the stretch. And as teams get, as the season goes on, and especially responses on second nights, maybe on gyms on the road or whatever, a lot of times the response of a team or the game plan of a team is just take a lot of risk from the end line. And so that's something we continue to mix into our gym every single day in practice, is to be comfortable with that. Because the problem with that, besides the obvious that the serves are tough, is it can be one of those matches that it's a tough serve in, and then it's out, and then it's out, then it's in, and then it's out, and then it's out. And there's not a lot of rhythm. So being okay with the fact that it doesn't have a lot of rhythm is kind of our job as coaches, to make sure our guys are ready for it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Awesome. Thank you.